For Zambia's presidential election tomorrow, the fiercely contested battle sees 11 candidates vying to become the country's 6th president. The post of head of state was left vacant by the death of President Michael Sata last October. For more on the elections in Zambia and election readiness, we now cross live to SABC Contributing Editor Vuyo Mvoko. Vuyo, another very good morning to you. Zambians certainly are divided over whether to vote for change or continuity. Is that pretty much so the theme going into these elections?
Well, pretty much so, Leanne, because if you listen to both candidates speaking, you listen to their supporters, it doesn't look like there's a huge gap in what Zambians are asking for. Listening to the one candidate yesterday, it was the same thing you would hear in South Africa, and I suppose the same thing you would hear all over the world. It was about jobs, it was about education, it was about dealing with corruption and those issues. It was about health. And going through some of the literature, listening to people, having all the conversations we've been having with the observers as to the sort of whether there are nuance differences as they went around Zambia, listening to people and listening to these leaders speaking. Everyone is talking about the same thing. So what they essentially want in a leader is someone who can do more, perhaps more than the other, in the field of education, in ensuring that they have jobs. But food security and the price of food is a big issue, because that's one of the things that has actually come through. But so has the issue of trying to deal with traditional leadership. Otherwise, it's the same issues you would hear in South Africa, the same issue I suppose you would hear elsewhere in the world.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, 11 candidates are competing. We unpacked them a bit earlier with one of the other journalists covering the story, but many see this as a two-horse race. Talk to me about who on the ground are the front runners there.
Well, the two front runners are Hichilechi as well as Mr. Edgar Lungu from the Patriotic Front. The two candidates are the ones that have really distinguished themselves as front runners. The other 9, frankly, will end the title of also ran come tomorrow evening. So it's those two really. And if you look at the one candidate of the governing party, he has distinguished himself as a people's leader, the sort of guy who is in touch with the masses, and from what we are picking up, he's going to benefit handsomely from what Michael Sata, the president who died late in October, actually did. He did a lot of infrastructure work. He had a lot of there was a lot of faith and confidence in him from the masses here in Zambia. So he will, Mr. Lungu, it would appear, is actually going to benefit from that and is the guy to watch. This election, we are told, is for him to lose. His main rival, much as he commands a lot of respect and support from the business community, but also from the more affluent classes here in Zambia, he continues to sort of have a problem. He doesn't really command a great deal of confidence among the lower classes, which are in the majority. You could see yesterday when he was speaking at the rally where we were, that he was trying very hard to actually speak their language. He was trying very hard to speak to the issues that Zambians want to be spoken to about, but whether in fact he has done enough, because a lot of people believe that 90 days was too little a period for anyone, for him in particular, to actually undo some of the things that he was expected to undo. So there, they believe he's got a bit of a handicap, but of course time will tell. We'll see by tomorrow evening whether in fact he has made the difference or narrowed the gap that he was expected to narrow, if he indeed wanted to defeat his main rival.
All right, let's leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us there on the ground in Zambia, our contributing editor here at the SABC, Vuyo Mvoko.